Hi, welcome to the second example. So I have this function f of x that I want to try and sketch. And clearly you can see that there are some common factors right here that can cancel. So I have a whole at x equal to -1. Now the question is, what is the location of that whole? So from the simplified function, if you plug in -1, we end up getting this value over here, -16, meaning that we have a whole at -1 comma -16. We have x-intercept, y-intercept, vertical asymptote, and horizontal asymptote to find, just as we've been doing. So you got to go through those steps to get you to where you need to be. So to find the x-intercept, we take the numerator, set it equal to 0. We end up seeing that this is x is equal to 1. And by inspection, it's x minus 1 squared. So it repeated, x minus 1 repeated itself twice. The multiplicity is 2. So we know that we're going to bounce at x equal to what? X equal to 1. Find y-intercept, plug in 0 for that function to that function. We end up seeing that it's undefined. So there is no y-intercept in this problem that we're going to solve. Then the next thing is to find vertical asymptote. To find vertical asymptotes, you look to the denominator. We get two potential vertical asymptotes. We get x equal to 0 and x equal to -2. To find horizontal asymptote, we look to the degrees of the numerator and denominator. So in this case, when you look back at that simplified function, the degree of the numerator is 2. The degree of the denominator is also 2. The degrees are equal, so we can pick the leading coefficient from the numerator and denominator. In this case, it's 4, so y equal to 4 is the horizontal asymptote. Now, we have every ingredient to sketch this function. He already sketched it, but let's see where things came from. So I don't know what's happening on this direction or that direction. I don't know what's going on in the other direction or that direction. And I also don't know what's going on if it's going to positive infinity or negative infinity or vice versa. All right, we don't know what's going on. All we know is that these are the possible places where the graph could pass. So the question is, how do we figure out which one it is? So we need to analyze the vertical asymptote to find out what is the behavior of the graph as you approach those vertical asymptotes. So you do your sign chart and you kind of run through the numbers, get a number that is close to 0 from the right, 0 from the left, -2 from the right, -2 from the left. And when you do the analysis, you end up with those infinity, negative infinity, negative infinity, and positive infinity. So pick numbers that are really close and analyze that, and you'd get something similar to this. And so from there, I was able to determine that I didn't need that piece, I didn't need that piece, I didn't need that piece. I didn't need that piece. All right, and I didn't need that piece. I think I took off one horizontal, so I still need this. All right, and then to deal with the horizontal asymptote, all you had to do was, we just need to know, are you passing through, are you crossing, are you above or below? So all I need to do was just check, is the graph getting closer to the line 4, either above or below it? So on the right side of the graph, if you pick, say, 3, and you plug it into the expression, we get 16 over 15, which is under 4. So we know that it doesn't cross as I get closer to that graph, closer to that horizontal line. And then on the other side, we have -3. If you plug in -3, you end up with this huge number, 64 over 3, which is bigger than 4. So we know that we don't need that piece, and we don't need that piece. So then we have everything we need to sketch. We also need to locate our hole, which is at 1, 16. And so it has to pass through that. when you connect all the dots, this is what you end up getting. You end up getting that piece going through here, and then from there it's going to try and taper close to that. And then I have coming from negative infinity, getting through the hole. I know it has to come back down, so comes back down all the way over there. And then the other piece that's from positive infinity, it gets closer and closer to the line, y equal to 4. So hopefully this kind of gives you a sense as to how graphs can look like when you have a common factor. Okay.